So the most representative figure about the Nazca lines or geoglyphs was the hummingbird. So, like I told you before, it was a special image where was born a principal idea of Maria Reich to start to consider them the largest astronomical calendar, you know. Apart that idea, they said the first person who discovered the Nazca lines was a Peruvian man. He was pilot, and every time that he used to fly over the area, he could reach to some straight lines and perfectly random shapes. So he tried to arrive here, and he discovered some figures. He said, "Eureka, I got it." From that time, arrived from the United States another investigator. His name was Paul Kossoff. I'm talking about in 1925, the same year where the Nazca lines were discovered or found, you know. And they both considered the Nazca lines a sacred road. I mean, when they visited the area, they found some burnt logs. So it means that maybe they realized ritual festivals in honor to any god during the night. And you can see some lines touch some figures and try to connect other ones, you know. So they say that maybe you can see double line. One line tried to give a special shape around. Imagine a line of people that they try to queue up. They start to walk over here. They have to walk surrounding the figure, getting the same point again. So then the next step will be follow the straight line that help you to get a different geoglyphs. While they were drinking, praying, you know, and according to them, each figure had a different meaning. So according to the hummingbird, some people say that the hummingbird was a small bird, of course, and God. So you can express and tell that your feelings, your pains, and then the bird is going to fly getting to a second most important god, was the condor. So others one say the monkey, for example, you can see the spiral shape that its tail has. So it has a connection with the aqueduct. Maybe the monkey means water. Yep. And always they try to represent the same figure or geoglyphs on the potteries. Over here, the hummingbird again, no?
Yeah.
And it's normal to represent them because always, all the cultures that develop in any special area try to represent animals or shape that they could see before. Therefore, they try to represent those animals here. And it's true, you can see a lot of them flying over here. So, more potteries, more fish, you know, it's a shark. In that case, it's a shark, a god. So, they try to preserve the big influence of Paracas civilization, the first culture that developed here. So, as I told you before, the Paracas absorbed a big influence too from a northern culture, you know. So, they try to represent feline things or animals. The first one was the jaguar. Therefore, you can see the whiskers here. And always, some of them had a long tongue. It means that if you try to pray to that icon, asking for something, that God has a long tongue, so he will be asking to a most important one, God, for your things that you are asking, you need, you know. The most important thing where the people dedicate the ritual, you know, was in honor to the water. Important resource. Until now, actually. It's very important here. And those pictures try to...
the excavation.
Try to show you about some excavation and major of the things that they were recovered, or found here. Another showcase
is that these things that they found? These things that we're looking at today?
Yeah. And they are original ones. It is a mortar In Spanish, we call it batán. So it is a special big rock where you will put some minerals to be powdered.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you finish all the process, everything is ready to mix with water to start to paint or to realize some decoration on the surface. Again, the feline anthropomorphical shape. Anthropomorphical shape because they are made a fusion between human body's shape with animals. Yep. So a small mantle, yeah, is part of a big mantle. You can
Not a
see
plate, it's a
bird.
basket.
They try to represent the Inca turn.
Ah.
Yeah, close to the face and the eyes. You can, if we use our imagination, it was a white line. So it was like a special decoration that that kind of bird has around that part of its face, you know.
So
And-
like the earring, you mean?
The earring.
Yeah.
Yeah. So therefore, it tried to depict when how the bird tried to catch one fish. So different instruments made of llama bones, and some of them made of wood.
Wood, yeah.
Yeah, some ropes. And it is a stolica. Stolica is a instrument that they use to remove the first cape of the soil to plant some modest plants, you know, to produce, to get some vegetables. And it was one part of it where the long part were made with wood, another one with bone. And always they use the shell. When you finish to powder the mineral on the mortar, it was very easier to collect, to be transferred to a different container with using a shell,
Shells.
you know? You can see the reddish color.